I see that.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and right now we're getting ready to have a six-pack challenge match with Potsy and Tino on the Big Podcast Show. Holla at a player.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm just going to let Tino take over from here.
Because you're drunk.
No, but it's because you have such an amazing story to talk about for the show tonight. Look, Chris Barrett's already got like this.
What is that?
Exactly.
Okay.
He said, "There we go," and he's already got like so. Go ahead.
All right. So, I decide
you're gonna surprise me.
Yeah, I decide that I'm gonna surprise Rob. Okay, I'm gonna come to his place. We're gonna do the show live. I'm gonna surprise him. So I get here at 7:45. And luckily, his neighbor, this whole situation with his parking is jacked up anyway. So I parked in the visitor spot. Oh, I parked in the visitor spot. So and then okay, cool. He's not gonna see my truck. So I have a key to Rob's house. When he moved in, that's the first thing he gave me a key. So I'm like, all right, cool. He texts me. He's on. I knew he was gonna be about 8:15, or I thought 8:15 or so. I sit on the couch.
And I was here like 8:15. I was trying to get everything going.
So I don't think you were here at 8:15.
I did 8:20.
Yeah, 8:15. 8:15. You're on your way.
No, I think 8:20.
No, 8:38. Look.
What is this?
Timestamp. 8:33. You were trying to get it loaded.
So everything of mine was sitting there saying like 15 minutes earlier. Yeah.
So fuck that. So. First of all, I had to figure out, he's got like 50 remotes for his TV. I just want to watch TV. So I turned the TV on, and it was on the Stone Cold. I'm like, I don't want to watch Stone Cold. I want to watch TiVo. So I'm looking at this, I'm hitting buttons, and it's still going through the different channels.
You got to hit the TV button.
So finally I hit input, and finally I did that a couple times. It didn't work.
Oh,
so finally, did that whole thing. And then I hit it TiVo. I'm like, all right. Then I had to figure out how to move the channels. Long story short, I finally got it on NXT. So I'm on this man's couch, right?
And I walk in.
No. Before that, I hear him because he's got your lock on the top lock. It beeps.
Beep, 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 beep.
And I hear that. And that went on for like a good 5 minutes. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? I'm like, all right, he's coming in. I'm watching TV. I'm sitting on his couch. I hear him coming in. He coughs. He does something in the kitchen. He's rustling around. He goes, okay. All right, I'm gonna get upstairs and I'm gonna get it. So I thought he was talking to me. He said, I'm gonna get upstairs and get this started. Then he starts texting me. He goes, it won't load. I'm like, okay. He goes, still trying to get it load. I'm like, okay. I'm still watching NXT.
By the way, I have no idea that he's in the room.
And
so I finally get the TV.
He gets all this loaded.
The computer to load up.
He because we do through Facebook Messenger. He messaged me the StreamYard, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, this motherfucker has no idea.
and all of a sudden I start hearing, what the fuck is something's going? Like something is going up my and
I'm still gimpy kind of,
and he's gimpy. So he walks up the stair and walks in the room, and it's just a massive surprise. And I'm like,
I want to know how you don't see
a 300-pound
black man on your couch and not know that he was.
Because I was in such a hurry to get upstairs, I did not look in.
I mean, the TV was on, so I'm on his couch.
But hold on. I always think I leave my TV on because I don't ever want anybody breaking into my house. So I always want some noise going on. So like I just walked right up the stairs. You didn't say, yo, bro.
I didn't because I'm like, You were mumbling.
Did you even see me?
Yeah, I watched you go up the stairs because you were coughing.
Yeah, I did. I did cough. I was clearing my throat.
And you were going up the stairs, and I'm like, well, maybe he's just in a hurry or he's in a bad mood because he wants to get up here and get it started. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just chill. I figured you would call down to me when it was ready. And then you start texting me, not loaded. Still not loading.
It wasn't loading.
Yeah,
like
but
I could not get
and then finally, when you did the Facebook Messenger, I'm like, this some bitch don't know I'm here. That's why I came up the stairs.
So with that said, Tino, while I was in,
I should have clicked on the link from Rob's couch. That would have been awesome.
it would have, and I'd have been like, are you at my house? And you'd have been like, yeah. Yes. So Chris Barrett, he absolutely should have done that.
Yeah.
So while I was in Kentucky this past weekend, I bought a bottle of Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
It's called Town Branch. And
oh yeah, that's good. It's smooth.
And
it's
I made
chill. This glass. I love this glass.
So everyone knows these are the bourbon glasses that I bought that are called Everest glasses. So when you can't really see it from here, but but inside the glass is a replica of Mount Everest. Okay.
Right.
So
too much. That's too much.
Well, you're gonna drink it though.
No,
you're drinking it. Although it kind of looks like a titty.
It does with a nipple on the top.
It looks like a nipple. So anyway, there's 3 different points on it. And as you pour your drink, depending on what point you pour it up to, depends on how much liquor you actually pour. So the first point is 1.5 ounces, then it's 2.5 ounces, then 3.5 ounces.
I think I did 3.5 ounces.
I think you did. However, we're going to be here for a while, so you should be all right.
I get one.
Well, yeah, but you should be all right with that. So anyways, these glasses go directly into the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the freezer, when you pour the alcohol in them from the glass, it takes 18 seconds to chill the liquor. So Tino?
Can't believe you didn't know it was in your house.
I had no idea.
That was funny.
So what you think?
It's pretty good.
So it's a little sprucey.
Yeah.
It's a little tree-y, like.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I hadn't had any time to set up anything for the episode or whatever. But you did finally get your free gift.
Yes.
So folks, available on our TeePublic website.
They don't even buy those t-shirts. I don't know they're gonna get this.
Chris Barrett might actually try to do it.
All right.
Make sure it's up. Make sure it's right side up.
Yes. This is our face mask. Potsy and Tino show. This is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna rock this thing, dude.
So
different colors. I want to get different colors.
You can get different colors. But I rocked it throughout the Scarefest.
So you think we get some new?
Who knows? Hopefully everybody wants to go ahead and help us out with that. So Tino, I know I've got a lot to talk about when it comes with this.
Oh, that's how you do that.
But I'm gonna let you. Hold on. Well, let me see if I can turn the fan up while you do what you got.
What's up with you?
Oh, that's
the wrong one. He's been drinking.
Well, you know how often I've actually touched these things? Like twice. There we go.
So I had a pretty good weekend. Last weekend it was cool. I did first outside show kind of thing at the Mason Jar, the brewery in Fuquay.
The brewery.
Yeah, it's cool because they got like the roll up doors and I could sit out there and you play to people. And the place was busy and they had a food truck there and everything. And I made over $100 in the tip.
What kind of food truck?
It was a good night.
What did they have for the food truck?
Oh, what was it? It was Hispanic food truck. It was like Mexican food, but I didn't get anything off of it because I had to do my show. I was there 5 to 8. Then I had to break the show down and I had to rush to the airport because I had to go pick up my father-in-law to make sure he got in, because he got in on make sure he got in on time. Then Sunday we did, the youth thing. I'm trying to think of anything else, man. I've just been chilling and just trying to live my life.
Doing your life.
Doing my life. So not as exciting as you.
Well, I really don't have much of a voice.
I noticed.
This weekend.
So we might not be here that long.
No, we're gonna be here this long, and I'm gonna be like trying to like cough it up and get everything moving. But so 2 weeks ago I did the Fayetteville Comic-Con.
Yep.
And had a pretty good show. Like everything went really well for me. And then I had Scarefest.
How'd that go?
Dude, Tino and I haven't talked since
No.
I got back from this. So this is legitimate. Like when it comes to what's up with you, let's go ahead and go back to what's up with you. Here we go. So it was an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, how'd that go?
The 8-hour drive went fine. Like it literally was like 40 to 71 to 81 to all of a sudden, like you had to go over the mountains. And when you go over the mountains to get, over the Appalachians and everything else, you're sitting there like, it's tough to explain because like it's really not a bad drive, but like every so often you're going whoop, whoop, whoop. Like it feels like you're really like, because you've got the car going 70 miles an hour and the roads really only want you to do like 55 miles an hour.
Oh, hell no.
But they don't tell you that, so you're kind of stuff. But the way there, I didn't have any problems with it because there was no rain, no nothing. Like it was just a decent day. So interestingly enough,
oh shit,
I probably shouldn't say this, but the first 3 hours of the trip, I listened to Busted Open. Busted Open's 9 to 12, Monday through Saturday, and then at 12 o'clock on Thursday, there was a little wrestling pay-per-view that happened on Peacock.
You did not watch the damn pay-per-view while you were driving. You ought to be ashamed of your damn self.
And so the reason why I didn't feel tired, beat up, or anything else the entire way was because while I had it on a little screen, and yes, I did have the pay-per-view on, it was playing through the speakers of my car.
Right.
So I wasn't looking at it, okay? I was not looking at it. Every so often when it would be like, did you just see that? I'd have to like look down at it, take a look, and go, oh shit! No, I'm kidding. No, most of the drive was pretty chill. So like while having Peacock on in the car, I was listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, like growing up, I grew up listening to like New York Mets baseball.
Right.
So hearing the commentators or whatever, for me is something where I can kind of like
visualize,
imaginatively piece everything together.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
For the way there. When I got into town, I reached out to my uncle and my cousins actually live in Lexington, Kentucky. So that was kind of cool because I had lunch with them on Friday before the convention started. Mm. I had dinner Sunday night after the convention ended. So lots of cool stuff there.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, you should.
Chris Barrett saying I should be ashamed of myself. Should I be ashamed of myself because I didn't actually like stream it live because I'll tell you, for the first like 30 minutes of the drive, I had TikTok live going.
I know, I saw that.
And I wasn't looking at the TikTok. I was driving down the road and just talking about how I was going to continue driving and everything else. And it shut me off.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, due to like being like something that was like detrimental to driving or whatever.
Oh yeah, you were driving.
But I was literally going like this, and I was like this, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. You watched it.
You did look at it some.
Yeah, but every so often you have to look at it. But like for the most part, I was.
Okay.
But it cut me off. Anyways, so Tino, I gotta tell you.
Oh hell.
No, that's a good thing. Scarefest, I didn't know anybody at it.
In
right?
Fayetteville?
No. This is Kentucky.
Okay.
So any local show, any show that's within like a 4-state radius or whatever, I know people at. I knew nobody. And it freaked me out.
Why?
Well, because I'm like,
yeah.
Hold on. No, you should be ashamed for watching a pay-per-view while driving. It's worse than drinking and driving. We're driving. Chris Barrett, while I agree with you, for the most part, WWE is pretty lame at this point. So, but anyways, we're gonna get back to the banners on this and the what's up with you. So Tino, it's probably the best show that I've ever done besides San Diego Comic-Con.
Why is that?
Like how much in sales I did.
Oh, cool.
So all right. So those that are watching.
So did you take the ass, was it the ass can of your new one, or you just sold?
No, this was just a junior, like it was a horror convention.
Okay.
So I was like junior high horrors only. Okay. My publisher sent me copies of the book, knowing what I was low in copies of or whatever, right? So I took like between 5 and 10, maybe 15 copies of like the top selling books. And I was like, I filled an entire, what we call a short box.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably 150 copies in the box. And, like Friday, I sold probably like 15 books. And I was like, all right, it's going to be one of these weekends.
It's first day though.
But even still, like, you don't know.
Right.
And then the next day, like, I talked to some people the night before, and they were like, oh, we're going to come by and we're going to come buy some stuff. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because they all, yeah, whatever kind of stuff. Well, we had this situation where, like, 2 guys walked up and they're like, hey, we want to buy a collection. So every issue that we've got, just one of everything or whatever. And one of the guys had already bought one of the books the day before. So before you know it, like I've got one guy sitting there saying, hey, I want to buy $85 worth of books. I want to buy, and the other guy buying $65 worth of books. Wow. Okay. $150 worth of books. This is awesome. Well, before all this happened, I decided, and by the way, it was the first time, second time technically, that Eric, the artist, and me were at the same convention at the same time, which meant getting both of us signed books, right? And we've already got more Chris Barrett talking. Heidi Fleiss, apparently. No, Heidi Fleiss was not there. Bruce Campbell was, and Kane Hodder was. So when it comes to horror conventions, like big names were there. So anyway, So Eric was there, and Eric would be like, hey, I'm going to go outside and smoke. And I'd be like, all right, whatever. So he'd leave and he'd come back. And when he came back like the second time, I was like, hey, now that you're back, why don't you hang out here? I'm going to go get food. Like, because I'm going to be here until like 9 o'clock tonight, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because the Saturday was like 10 to 9 p.m.
Now, you weren't doing any panels. You're just there selling your book.
This was just us at the booth selling the book, but 11 hours, right? So I said, so I'm like, hey, because this is like, we're already deciding, hey, this is the only day you're going to be here. You stick around. I'm going to go to lunch and I'll be back, right? So I go to lunch and I go to this bar right across the street from the place. It's called Lex Live. And it's a bowling alley, movie theater, bar, it's got everything.
Like a multiplex.
It is, but it's really cool. And I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and order food. I ordered food. I ordered a beer. I'm like, all of a sudden it's time to pay out. And they can't find my check. Like they can't figure out how to get it to ring through on the system or whatever. So I'm going through this whole thing and I'm like, oh my God, you guys just tell me what I owe you and I can pay you in cash so we can get it over with. So I can go back over. The guy sitting next to me who's been having a conversation with me the whole time, his name's Luke, sits there and goes, tell you what, you go back over. I'll come over and I'll tell you what you owe me. And I'm like, holy shit. Dude, that'd be awesome. Now, I didn't even, and as I walked away, I was like, man, I should have given him like $25 just to like, in case, whatever. But so when I show up and I've got two people buying full sets of the comics, Luke walks up and he goes, I just walked by. You weren't here. You're here now. You owe me $25. And I'm like, okay, sweet. So I give him $25. And he goes, now I want one of everything. And I'm like, you want one of every comic? And he goes, no. I want one of every cover. So Tino.
So the cover.
So out of my $5 comic books,
how many covers did you have?
He bought $227 worth of comics.
Out of 5 comic books? What?
No.
You had different
no,
covers?
I had 13 comics.
Right.
But I had multiple covers of each book.
And
he said one of everything. And I even cut him a deal on some of the stuff because I was like, well, this one's $25. This one's, and I'm like 15, just whatever. Like,
why? Just because he's buying it all that much, or just?
Well, because I'm not. The number one thing I will tell people is this: I'm not out to like beat people up on the cost. I want them to read the book.
That's cool.
So I probably cut him $40 off like the price of everything he was buying. But I was like, because we even said, hey, we've got a couple sketches out here and everything else. With what you're buying, just pick one of the sketches, do this, like whatever. So he probably got, $320 worth of a deal. But I still got, out of everything I've ever done, the best single sale.
That's cool.
On every comic that I've ever done ever. Like $227 on a $5 book.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. And I'm just sitting there like the whole time and I'm like, this is fucking insane. Like,
hey.
and I'm trying to add it up and people keep asking me questions. So I'm like, so $167, $173, $152, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey Rob, and I'm like, fuck, I can't count anymore, like whatever. But But yeah, so $227. Easily the best $5 comic book
You
sale.
just met him at a bar.
And so super cool guy. His name's Luke. He actually runs a deli, a family-owned deli in Wisconsin. So we were in Kentucky. So he came from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, down to Kentucky
for this thing,
for the convention, and just had a blast talking with me or whatever, to where he felt like, because he even said to me, he goes, I got to be honest with you. I never buy comics sight unseen. And yet, just from our conversation, I want everything that you got.
That's cool.
And dude, I almost cried. I'm not even fucking playing. Like,
really?
Like, cause like that type of thing, just I can't express how much it means to have somebody just sit there and go, one of everything.
That's cool.
Like I instantly today I went on TikTok, and there's this girl named like Jax Writes Songs.
Jack what?
Jax Writes Songs.
Okay.
And she plays songs, and she's a cute little like blonde girl that plays songs or whatever. She's sitting there playing her songs, and last week she went to go buy pickles from someone at like the little local like Renaissance fair or whatever, and she didn't have her wallet, so the girl let her just take a bottle of pickles. She was like, go ahead, you're here all the time, you buy pickles all the time, go ahead. So this week she's writing, she's playing her song like, I'm gonna buy a thing of pickles, like whatever, and she goes on there and she buys out the entire booth of pickles.
Well, that must be nice to have money like that.
Well, when you have enough followers on TikTok, you have the ability to do that kind of stuff. So if anybody wants to follow, it's Rob Potsy Potcheck on TikTok, or Potsy and Tino.
Yeah. Wow.
Tino will figure out a way to actually get us followed more frequently. My Everest glasses. These are nice, aren't they? Anyways, so anybody who tries, I don't know if you can see it. It's called Town Branch. It is actually made in Lexington, Kentucky, so where I was. My cousins actually told me, hey, if you get a chance, try Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
So there's actually a place in Buffalo that, or in Lexington, that makes a bourbon called Buffalo Trace.
It's in my gum now.
Anyways, so Buffalo Trace is excellent.
Is it a drink or is it a food?
No, it's. What are you doing?
I'll spit this gum out.
Wait, no, you're using good paper.
I just want to spit the gum out.
I could have given you like cheap shitty paper.
Give me some cheap.
Hold on, I can give you cheap shitty paper though. Let me spit the gum out.
Yeah. Got alcohol in it now. Rob was like JBL when he won the Big Show weight belt.
Here's that enough.
You know what the hell?
It's part of a cookie. Which now the cookie's all broken. I was gonna eat it tomorrow. Anyways, so anyway, the show itself was probably like the second best show I've ever done.
Nice.
Behind San Diego Comic Con.
Right.
So I like, my mom calls me up today and she goes, well, how was it? And I tell her, I'm like, I did great. Like I bought 2 new banners before the show.
Remember you telling me you're gonna do that? Huh?
and then on top of the new banners, I had to pay for my hotel room and everything. But after all of that, I still made money.
Nice.
You know, and like I was like, so going forward with the comic conventions, if I can talk them into giving me a booth, I'm going to try to talk them into giving me a booth and a hotel room. Because if I do that, there's a good possibility that like I start killing it at these shows.
Nice.
Especially if they take the same the same love involved that like this show did. So the showrunner's name is Nicole, and she was like all about like, hey, I love your idea. I want to make sure that like when kids come in on Sunday when we're doing our kids day that they're getting free copies of the comic. I want to know that like when we're doing certain things that like you're getting a panel and I was like, wow, like she was really bought into the idea of, you know, the dyslexia friendly comic, the fact that it was a kids friendly horror book, you know, and she was and she did Trick or Treat and everything else on Sunday. So like she was like, Sunday's kids day. We want to do whatever we can to sit there and try to. And while I did a massive majority of my sales on Saturday, like just the very first people that walked up to me on Sunday, it was like, here's $60. Let's buy shit. And it's like, wow, you know, like
that's cool.
So like dude, it was just amazing.
That's cool. That's cool.
And it really makes me go, I would love to be able to go 52 weeks a year, find a horror convention each week.
I don't know if you can do that, okay?
I don't know.
Do they have?
I'm gonna have to start looking.
Do they have horror conventions 52 weeks a year?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to start looking.
What are you gonna do about your day jobs?
Well, if I can find 52 weeks a year that I don't have to be at my day job, I don't need my day job. But I still got to pay for like insurance and shit. So, it's fucking awesome, dude.
That's cool, man.
Fucking awesome.
That's cool.
You know, that was 2 good weeks in a row in terms of conventions.
Right.
So I blown away by it. But you know what it means?
What does that mean?
It means we got to talk about wrestling.
Let's do it. With no GameStop story? Real quick.
So I do kind of have a GameStop story of the week.
It's not like a depressing one again.
What?
Not a depressing one. Talking about people having to work on the holidays.
Well, no, but it's going to be pretty interesting. How about that? All right. Let's do this.
I can't drink some more of that.
Well, you poured all that.
I'm like, you're gonna drink some of this. I'm gonna put some
No, he's got to drink it,
I'm gonna pour
folks.
some in your glass. Wait, that it'll just sit there. Be there for me next time I come back.
So, all right.
Sneak in your house. You don't know I'm here.
You know you're allowed over. I bought a new video game.
Cool.
That's why I wasn't home as fast as I wanted to be. But so all right. So last week, you know, doing my normal thing, getting ready to go on my trip, everything else, and I stop in my old GameStop store.
Which one?
Well, my one at Morrisville.
Okay.
My buddy Tony is working at the store. And I walk in, and as I'm walking in, you know, I realize I don't have a mask. So like the employee goes, "Sir, do you?" And I'm like, "I'll get one when I get up to the front because I know they give you a mask." So he gives me a mask, and I look over and I see the district manager. And I'm like, "Oh, hey." And I don't want to say his name because, you know, like we got to try to keep some anonymity here. And the district manager's like, "Oh, man." You know, like last time I saw the district manager, I drew something from Frozen for his daughter. And he's like, I'm like, "Hey, you know, what's your daughter still thinking?" "Oh, she loves it. It's tacked up in her room, blah, blah, blah." You know, all this cool stuff. So then I realized that there's some other really tall dude walking around the store. And he's like, thinking about how to move stuff around and whatever. And I'm like, is that the regional manager? You know, because the district manager's there, the store manager's there. It's the regional manager. And I'm like, they're talking about how to move the store around because GameStop twice a year says, hey, you got to move the store. So the district manager keeps walking around looking at the store manager, Tony, and keeps going, Tony, you know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? Which normally means,
but
you're fucked. We're going to have to move the whole store. So this is like Wednesday because I left Thursday to go to the convention. And I'm like, I'm trying to like give a little pieces of advice. And the regional manager's like, who is this guy? Right?
The district manager knows who you are.
And the district manager sits there and goes, this is Rob. He was here for like 14 years. So if anybody knows like how to set up the store for Christmas or whatever, he actually knows what he's talking about. So he actually gave me some props, which is pretty crazy, pretty cool. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, so here's why we did it this way last time, right? And I explained like, hey, we went this wall this way, we went this wall this way, blah, blah, blah. And that's why you shouldn't do flip-flop and take 25 hours trying to like, you know, figure out what way is the best way. So I walk in there yesterday and I forgot to buy my game. So I bought it today. But
what game did you buy?
It's I think maybe I left it downstairs. It's a Dark Pictures.
Okay.
But anyway, so I left the game down. You know, I bought the game today, but I walk in the store and I'm like, they didn't move as much around as I thought they were going to. Because they were originally talking about moving everything.
Right.
So I messaged Tony, the manager, and Tony's like, yeah, me and my district manager figured it out. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, we figured it out to where we didn't have to move everything. We only had to move this, that. So it made it a lot easier. And I'm like, good on you, man. Because like 4 years in a row, in late October, I had to move the entire fucking store around. And it dude, it was one of those things that just like blew your fucking mind. Chris Barrett saying Far Cry 6. No, not Far Cry 6. Anyways, so Tino, you ready?
Yeah, do it.
You ready?
Then do it. Yeah, because I won't be here long. Come on.
What?
Like, I've been here.
Well, if you had told me you were coming,
I was going to surprise you. That would have been the whole. That would have been the whole.
I love this motherfucker. I love this guy right there. Anyways, NXT 2.0 tonight.
Start off good.
What you watched tonight? So I'm going to tell you right now. Before you leave, we'll at least watch the main event. Okay. So that way we get that in. So folks,
saw the women's tag team match.
So folks, just so everybody knows, one of the things I was gonna do is I was gonna talk to Tino and talk to him about the possibility of doing our episode from 10 to 12 and watching NXT's Halloween Havoc ahead of time if he wanted to come over. But he never told me he was coming over.
That would defeat the whole purpose of surprise.
Of the surprise. No, you're absolutely right.
Because I honestly thought we'd start at 8:15, like da-da-da.
I tried to, and you're right. Like everything that I was trying to get here for, it was like major highways closed off, blah, blah. And it's like, are you kidding? Like, how do I get home?
So I was like, it's cool.
But
I just wanted to get here because I hadn't been here And I was like,
but now you got your
mask.
your Potsy and Tino mask.
And I think I had another. I got another.
Oh, you
comic
got.
I got some comics here, don't I?
You got something else. You got a little.
With the Potsy.
You got a little.
I also got. Remember when I text you the Amazon thing, and they said it was. Yeah, I got another one that said January now.
Yeah, of course it did.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a real date yet because they don't know when the paper's going. But this.
Which one is this one?
That's.
Oh shit! The Return of the Walking Flu.
Yeah, with the
autograph. I love that pen. That thing cracks me up. So this is gonna go because all the ones you give me, I read them, but then I keep them in the plastic that you usually put them in because I know one day. They're gonna be worth some money, and I'm still having fresh.
So I can't show him.
Oh,
look.
Yeah, no, they can still probably kind of see it.
I can't show him. So this is the reveal cover.
Oh, this is the spoiler.
This is the reveal cover.
Dude, that's so freaking awesome. Let me see up with me. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I can't.
So I will go ahead and say that this is orderable now. Oh.
And which one? And what is that?
This is the Junior High Horrors Karate Kai. This is the you have to order at least 5 copies to get 1 copy for free cover.
That's awesome.
And here is one of the just regular orderable covers. This is the original art, by the way.
Dude, I brag about you to everybody, dude. Honestly.
Look at the size of this. This is 11 by 17. Chris Barrett knows what this kind of artwork means. This is big stuff.
He wants to see the other one.
Come on, man.
He wants to see the other one. Maybe we can invite him one night and then we can show him when we leave.
No, I don't know if I can. I can't let it get out, man. But this, the Karate Kai cover, this is the original. This is the original art awesome. That was hand colored. Everything else,
freaking awesome. It's like but it's so funny.
This is the original artwork for it. Look, like you can't even see it.
Yeah, the light's funky.
Hold on. You know what? We'll do this.
There we go.
There we go. There is the original artwork for it. Pretty cool shit, right?
I like that.
So this is available to order at your local comic shops right now.
Now where though? And is it all over or just North Carolina?
Every comic book shop across the country. I need the orders to increase. So everybody needs to go ahead and order as many copies as they want to get the John Kreese looking cover,
okay.
the Martin Cove cover, if you will. You have to order a minimum of 5 copies to get 1.
They're what, $5 a piece? So that's what, $20?
$6 a piece.
$30.
Now comic shops are going to order them cheaper than that, but like to get this cover. Hold on a second. I'm reaching. So to get this cover right here, you have to order a minimum of 5 copies, but every comic shop that orders 5 copies will get a minimum of 1. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
A minimum of 1 copy of that.
Cool.
So every 5 copies you order, you get a free copy of that, and it's pretty cool to me because it's my cover. It's the first time, by the way, that Eric and I, so Eric Kent, the artist of Junior High Horrors, and I did 2 covers each.
Mm.
And
which one did you do?
So I did this cover right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here, turn the light off. So I did this cover right here, and I did the Martin Cove cover, and he did 2 covers that looked like the covers from Cobra Kai.
Got it.
Shortly after that book comes out, we're gonna do another Strangest Thingies.
Okay.
So we already did Strangest Thingies 1. We're gonna do Strangest Thingies 2.
Okay.
Which is gonna go more into Sheriff Harbor and 12's lives.
That's just driving me absolute batshit.
Yeah, how bad is it?
It's just a circle. Yes, it's yeah.
All right.
It's an hour behind for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, but it's a circle, so something's not loading in your computer.
Exactly, yeah. So you know what that means?
Just bust up in the wrestling.
That means that Tino wants to talk about
We
wrestling.
gotta kick this into high gear.
So going into tonight.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm real excited.
Since you're not gonna
Yeah,
drink it.
yeah. Because I already saw the whole women's match and the outcome of the women's match, I already know what's gonna happen.
Go ahead and talk about it.
It's a spoiler. I can't spoil it. I can't spoil it.
You can spoil it.
If you don't want to hear this, you might want to turn this down. Spoiler alert.
Indy Hartwell.
No, sir. Toxic attraction.
So the girls you don't like.
Yes. Now, today.
Are they more attractive than when you?
It's the redhead I don't like. The other one, she was hot. Because they showing a close up on her. I'm like, dude, she is kind of hot. Maybe I was wrong about her. The redhead, I can't.
I've been saying all along to Tino that these women are not as unattractive as you say. I've been saying all along.
Yeah. I don't know what if they did a couple of close ups of the other one. I'm like,
I don't know what it is. Like I tend to like girls with like cool color hair. And
I do too. Don't get me wrong.
So I don't know, man. Like
Shotzi Blackheart?
No, I don't like the green.
She's cute.
Like hers is like neon green, like Ninja Turtles. Like she hit them with the hair and they became Ninja Turtles.
She
you know,
hair back and forth. So I don't know this spooky dude with John Gacy is. Who is that? I've never seen him before. John Gacy, the one that sits in the middle of the ring and like trying to be like the whole Gen X dude. And he's got this big, bald, just mean-looking dude now that's following him.
No, I would assume that's part of the whole new NXT 2.0 shit.
What I'm most interested to see, and which I agree, we need to watch the main event. I'm interested to see because I am 99% sure that
Ron Breaker's
he's going to get that title. Yeah, and I could be wrong. And I think now that Toxic Attraction won the tag team belts. I'm assuming Mandy Rose is going to take it to because what's her name? Gonzalez has had that belt for a while. Well, and they're trying to push Kylie Ray, so they've got more people that they're trying to push towards that belt.
But we also look at Raquel Gonzalez and think that she could be moved.
Yeah, she's moved up.
Yeah,
because I like to see her and Rhea Ripley go at it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or her and Charlotte Flair.
That'd be good. I don't know Charlotte's on hot water. You hear all about that? About the whole thing?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But now we're talking about wrestling, and of course we got some comments. Look at Chris Barrett.
Yep, the Killer Clown Joe Casey. Yep. Is it the natural roadheads? What are you? Oh, redheads. See.
Roadheads.
Let's see what it is. It's been like that all day.
I don't even know what to say to you. So, all right. So the next show that came up this week.
You skipped 8. No,
I did not. I did not.
You're right.
SmackDown, which had the moment of the week.
Dude, Roman Reigns was going to hold the ring, and Brock Lesnar came down.
Well, hold on. You know what we didn't put on here? We didn't put
the crown jewel.
Crown Jewel.
So
Crown Jewel started with, and we'll leave it with SmackDown as our teaser here. But Crown Jewel started with Edge versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell.
5-star.
Amazing match.
5-star.
Amazing. And you know when this match was happening? While I
You
was driving in the car.
See, that's the messed up part, because some of those spots and some of the
because I literally went like this.
Yeah. Because the story they told in that ring, I don't see how you didn't watch that whole. You got to go back and watch it back.
I was listening. I was listening, and all of a sudden I was like,
you got to go back and watch it.
And every time they went to the we're gonna show this again, I had to watch, and I'm like,
when he stopped him with that fucking chain wrapped around his foot, I thought he killed him. I thought that's it.
Here's what I loved about that. I love the fact that it felt like it was the end of the feud, yes. Right? You know what I hated about it?
It was the end of
the Monday feud. Fucking night. When Seth Rollins came out after getting his head curb stomped off.
Number one contender.
I wasn't even going to talk about that yet. I was going to talk about the fact that he came out and look at me, I came out and I'm good. Fuck him.
I'm trying to push him now. You know they are.
They obviously are trying to push him now. In fact, don't be surprised if he beats Big E.
I will be so
before Survivor Series.
I don't mind them beating Big E. That's not my problem. Big E just got this belt. You know what I'm saying? They need to let him run with it at least. Damn, give him 6 months.
Except Survivor Series typically leads to one of the major champions losing their belt.
Fuck Roman. Let Roman lose his shit.
Roman should have lost his shit. Roman should have lost his shit against the Demon. Because it would have allowed for Roman to continue to build the Roman story rather than the Roman needs a belt story.
Yeah.
So anyways, y'all can agree, disagree, whatever, but the fact is,
I'm going to talk about that damn barn burner that was Xavier and Finn Balor.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that.
No, we're talking about
the Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel. Yeah. So go ahead.
And that match.
You don't want to drink.
No, I almost, because we knew that Xavier was probably going to win that match.
Did we?
I knew.
I thought that Demon King.
No. Because I think because Vince likes the New Day, so I think that they gave Xavier that win, but I think that that's going to be it. I don't see Xavier going for a world champion. I would like Xavier to go for a world champion, but I think this is Vince's way of going, hey, 2 of your buddies been world champion. You're the crown. They'll push him a little bit, but I don't think they're going to push him to man.
I think.
You think so?
I think. And hold on. Let's see what Chris Barrett's saying. Chris Barrett's saying that Big E needs the belt longer than Bruno. Whatever. We don't need to talk. Here's what I'm saying. Xavier winning the King of the Ring is huge.
Yes.
It's a great thing. It actually means that lower Carter guys can win it, yes. Right? At the same time,
he was like a mid, upper.
I would say that he's a mid guy. But I would have never said that he was going to be a Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, or World Champion, and suddenly he's the King of the Ring, right? So what I would say about it though is this: is that I think it's going to lead to him turning heel.
But will it lead him to a world? He might get a mid-card belt. He can get a Universal. U.S. or Intercontinental.
I think the number one thing that it's going to lead to is him versus Kofi Kingston. And him versus Kofi for the crown. And they'll make the crown just as important as one of those other belts. And it'll be because, like, it'll be like, why are you always talking about like how cool my crown is? Like, or whatever, like they'll do something weird like that, and it'll suddenly be about the crown.
Okay.
You kind of like the Corbin versus Shinsuke thing. And what did Shinsuke do? Shinsuke, being the righteous king,
turned over his crown.
Turned over the crown to. So I would love to see Xavier versus Shinsuke, because Shinsuke is like, I would like to win back the crown.
Yeah. But separate brands.
And build towards that kind of thing.
Separate brands, right? Yeah.
I don't think they are. Xavier's on SmackDown.
Oh, that's right. New Day is. I keep thinking.
Yeah, New Day is on SmackDown.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
that Bobby Lashley Goldberg match was fire.
So while we're talking,
it was better than I thought it was going to be.
While we're talking about that, let's go ahead and talk about it.
You knew Goldberg was gonna win. He was gonna get that win back.
Yeah. He needed to get his win back, obviously. But them doing a false count anywhere, what do they call it? A no holds barred match. Which, by the way, here's the problem with a no holds barred match with those guys. They're not known for using, well, Bobby Lashley is known for using.
The only reason they made it no holds barred, it was a false count anywhere too. So the Hurt business could come in and help Bobby.
So instead of doing that,
they should have had Gage come in.
You just sit there and you go, the match is gonna be false count anywhere, which already means it's
no holds barred,
no disqualification, no this, no that, whatever. The no holds barred thing, like the only thing that you do there is you go, Goldberg's not allowed to use a spear. No holds barred. Oh, now he can use the spear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like calling it a no holds barred match with two guys that don't
use a spear.
that don't have holds. What's the point? Yeah. Oh, you can do this.
I got this.
You can do this. But you know what I mean?
Kicked out of that damn jackhammer. He kicked when Lashley kicked out of that spear and jackhammer. I thought they were about to fuck Goldberg. I thought he was about to lose that match.
But then what did they do?
He kicked up from what Bobby's best move.
So here's the thing: there is that they sold it the way that Goldberg needs to be sold. Goldberg needs to be sold as either a 1.5 minute match of spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, right? Or you got to figure out a way to extend the spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3.
And the outside of the ring when he snapped on Lashley and was throwing Lashley around.
And then they went over the edge. Absolutely. Like, really well done and totally
believable.
The way that you want to sell Goldberg. So totally fine with that. Well done, WWE. I was very impressed with that.
I'm trying to think we knew Becky wasn't going to lose her, but I'm trying to think of the
Well, were we not sure that Becky was going to lose?
What I was hoping for was Sasha would win that match, since she's on SmackDown, and just go ahead and have that belt on SmackDown.
Except we saw what happened.
We're gonna talk about your Roman Reigns fight, because something very important happened at the end of that match.
Go ahead.
Roman Reigns match.
Go ahead.
When Reigns and Lesnar was on the floor, and I almost said Heyman just threw it in the middle of them,
and he goes, "You know what to do with it."
Who was he throwing it to? Because if you notice, I've heard a bunch of people say this too, when they're going up the ramp, when Roman's holding his belt up, Heyman had the look on his face like the wrong person won that match. That's not who he was going for.
So I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. We don't know. However, what I really want to say is this, is that Paul Heyman had recently done interviews where he was talking about how, like, a storyline like this is supposed to be about the two combatants and not about the guy in the middle.
But it's about the guy in the middle.
And yet, when you see this story, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that makes you think that this story is about anything other than the guy in the middle. And it boggles my mind because
he's that good, though. I don't know.
But you're right. But the thing is that, like, he's sitting there going, I shouldn't be the most important part of this. And yet the storyline is saying you absolutely 100% are the most important part of this story. And it boggles my mind. Chris Barrett's not wrong.
No.
Chris Barrett, here you go. I'm giving you your flowers. The fact is that you are 100% right. Paul Heyman is absolutely more important than the title belt when it comes to this storyline.
What's up?
What's up, T? At the same time, WWE has told this story in such a way that they have focused on Brock's strengths, weeded out his bad spots.
I think Roman has more bad spots than Brock, though.
But with Brock, we're worried that Brock's going to talk on the mic too long.
He's managed not to.
He literally has been 2 lines, and it's like, what the fuck did he just say? You know what I mean?
Because the 2 lines they give him, you're like, classic. The last SmackDown last week, I've already read the contract, Roman, with my advocate Paul Heyman, and fucking ducked up out the ring.
And yet, Paul walked back up the stage with Roman, walked down the stage with Roman, and they're still sitting there like making it like nothing ever changed.
Oh, it's about to change. All right, so then we fast forward to Friday to SmackDown.
All right, so now we're on SmackDown.
Roman's in the ring. No, before they left the Crown Jewel, there was a tweet that went out because somebody said that they heard Brock saying, when I arrive at SmackDown,
I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to beat the shit out of Roman.
So Roman, who is now feeling himself, decides he's going to go down the ring and dare Brock Lesnar to come out and beat the shit out of him. And what happens?
Brock Lesnar's music hits.
And he beat the shit out of Roman.
He comes down, he beats the shit out of Roman. And then we get the thing that I hate the most.
No, that bitch got what he deserved.
No, we get the moment that I hate the most.
The Usos?
No.
What?
We got Adam Pearce.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That bitch got what he deserved.
Adam Pearce coming down to the ring, and Adam Pearce sits there and says, I need to indefinitely suspend Brock Lesnar.
You know what happens?
But hold on. As a fan of the product,
you know he's coming back.
Brock Lesnar has been indefinitely suspended like 6 fucking times Like, can't we come up with a better idea?
Finding something, I don't know.
Like, just come up with a better idea. Anything. Any goddamn idea that's better than we're going to do the same thing we did when he hit Michael Cole.
Rock's pretty much like, say it. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Oh, dude. when he's sitting Adam Pearce. No.
When he F5'd him and ripped his fucking pants.
But when he's sitting there and he's smacking Adam Pearce in the mouth with the microphone and says, say it again. Say it again. I loved it, except for the fact that, like, indefinitely suspending Brock Lesnar is the worst possible thing you can do, knowing
he's going back.
That everybody knows. Knowing that everybody knows that he's on a limited time contract.
Yeah.
Like just have him beat the shit out of everybody, and then the following week you sit there and say, we decided that Brock Lesnar is indefinitely suspended. That's so much better than sitting there saying that he's indefinitely suspended, having him beat the shit out of somebody, and smacking the dude with like he's smacking him with a dildo in the mouth.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, man, it's like this.
Like he bop. I mean, like literally was bopping him.
What are we doing with Sonya Deville?
What do you mean?
Is she going on this heel general manager power trip with her and Feel the Glow with Naomi? You noticed that, right?
Well, I think that was the case.
So yes. She's still going to be a heel man. Is she still be a heel authority figure now, especially since Pierce is out?
I don't know. I would anticipate that she will still have a one-on-one match with Naomi.
When though? When they were probably next pay-per-view, I'm sure.
I don't know, because next pay-per-view is probably Survivor Series, so maybe not. Maybe Naomi has to beat her for a chance at a spot in the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So that's what I would kind of anticipate.
What else SmackDown?
SmackDown.
The title change. I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot.
Except for backstage. So for those out there that don't know, Charlotte was supposed to hand over her title, and Becky was supposed to hold up both titles.
Becky 2 belts, yep.
And that's what the crowd was cheering for. Charlotte threw her belt on the ground.
Was it purposely? I think I heard it was accidental. She did it on purpose.
No. Rumor is that Charlotte's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So Charlotte throws it down on the ground. Sonya Deville sits there and says, "You pick that up." She picks it up. She hands it to Becky. Becky throws hers at Charlotte when she was originally just supposed to hand it to her. So that creates all this calamity. And then, out of everything, they fuck it all up by having Becky just have her heel moment against Bianca Belair on Monday.
This past Monday.
They fuck it all up.
What do you mean they fuck it all up?
Dude, let's look at this, okay? Most of the people that watch pro wrestling feel like they have an understanding of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
Okay. So if that's the case, and Becky Lynch is supposed to just be handed the Raw Women's Championship by Charlotte.
That she never lost.
By Charlotte. Charlotte throws her belt on the ground, picks it back up, everything. So after we get all this craziness going on, why would you ever boo Becky Lynch?
Well, she made sure she got her heat back.
But it's got nothing to do with the heat. It's got nothing to do with the negative heat. It's got everything to do with the fact that, like, Charlotte said, I don't want to look weak. I threw my belt on the ground. And everything was, Becky did everything
right
that was asked from her. Which means, who's the babyface?
Becky. But that's backstage.
Yeah, it's not just backstage, bro. Like, the world is backstage.
But then they're saying there's people don't want to work with Charlotte anymore.
Well, there's people sitting there saying, I can't deal with Charlotte anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't be around her. And a lot of it is probably because Charlotte's sitting there saying, I don't want to be here anymore.
She wants to go over to Andrade.
Because she wants to go work with her boyfriend. Even though, let's be real, is she ever going to get booked as well as she's been booked at WWE?
She might, because she's a player. She might. That's the only reason. She might, because she's Ric Flair's daughter.
So, while I agree to a degree, when they want her to be a babyface, she's a babyface in WWE. But you take her out of WWE and they start talking about how she's got the Flair name, I guarantee she will never be a babyface again.
I think she likes heel better anyway.
She does. Everybody does. Fucking Becky Lynch does. And yet Becky Lynch should never have been a heel. Like, she still shouldn't be a heel. She is the epitome of a baby face. Like, even last night, she's sitting there saying, the man is here for you, the man's people.
But she was being sarcastic.
She Except all it takes is them sitting there saying she's a baby face, and that is a pop rather than a boo.
Well, but right now we got that white hot Bianca Belair.
We don't have the white hot Bianca Belair. Nobody is cheering for Bianca Belair to beat Becky Lynch. We all, after Friday, want to see Becky Lynch beat the shit out of Charlotte Flair. That's what we want to see. We don't know, because we got Survivor Series coming up.
Okay, she'll beat it.
But if I had to guess right now, I would say Charlotte Flair beats her at Survivor Series. Because the WWE is going to be like, you want this, and we don't want you to want this.
Okay.
Because I hate that about where the WWE is.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
The fact that they want you to not want what's the good outcome is stupid.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Let's wrap this up.
Oh, we got a little while to go.
10:05. No, we don't.
We got a little while to go.
Oh, we got Rampage and Dynamite Rampage stuff.
We got a little while to go. So, I got to tell you, I was out of town. I tried to watch Rampage, SmackDown, and even Raw. Tried to watch all of them. Problem I had was my DVR sat there and said, to be determined on what it was trying to record. So it didn't record any of it for a week. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and now it's recording again. So I didn't get anything. But what I can tell you is I did see a couple matches from Rampage.
Okay.
And AEW is doing everything they can to make it look like WCW Saturday night.
Yeah, Rampage is, yeah.
You thought I was gonna. But what did you think?
I was gonna say WWE Light.
No. They're trying to make it look like WCW Saturday night. They're giving you CM Punk. They're giving you Brian Danielson. Fact of the matter is, they're giving you a secondary product on Fridays.
Yeah. You know they can't compete with SmackDown.
Now, at the same time, on Saturday Night Dynamite, they've given you Bobby Fish.
Yep.
They've given you Brian Danielson.
Cody and Malachi 3.
And go ahead and talk about that, Tino.
They were still booing the shit out of Cody. I don't think Cody's going to get that. He's going to be healed no matter how bad he's trying to be a face.
So Cody said on Road to the Top, I will never be a heel.
It's not his choice. The fans are making him a heel right now.
Now, do you think he said it knowing that he was going to turn heel?
I just think he's that delusional because he's Dusty Rhodes' son. He thinks he's going to be able to be a babyface. See, where Dustin doesn't give a fuck about being a heel. I think Cody.
Well, Dustin's gone 40 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say his ego, but Cody's. I don't think Cody thinks he's going to be a heel. I think he really believes it's kind of like damn Stephen Amell. And
well, except for the fact that like Malachi Black,
they're cheering the shit out of Malachi,
but not just cheering him. If you go by and you look at his Twitter, he's sitting there saying stuff like, everything you thought wasn't going to happen, I made happen. You didn't think that they were going to boo you, and I got them to boo you. So whatever you think is the truth, I'm sitting here telling you what the real truth is. And that's, they love me,
hate you,
and they hate you. And I think it's leading to like a true heel turn. But yet
for Cody.
Yeah, but yet, you know, you think about it and you're like when it comes to Malachi Black, like he is getting babyface cheered, even though he is like one of the darkest characters out there. And don't get me wrong, The Undertaker got babyface cheered for 30 years of his career.
Fucking Bray Wyatt.
But when they wanted The Undertaker to be booed, he got booed.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So all right.
So your boy almost broke his neck. He pulled a Brock Lesnar. Archer went to go do that 360. Yeah, he tried to do a backflip. Did you see that? He tried to do the backflip off the top rope and landed on his head, on top of his head. I thought his neck was. I thought he broke his neck. I'm surprised, and you can tell that wasn't supposed to be the finish of the match. Kingston was outside. He came in, rolled him up real quick, and Archer didn't move.
Yeah,
I was like, it reminded me of the Stone Cold Owen Hart.
As much as it reminded me of the Stone Cold Owen Hart, that was specifically because the other guy fucked up. This was a
well then the Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar fucked up doing his backflip. So the same thing.
Same
Archer.
thing as Brock Lesnar doing the backflip at WrestleMania. Yeah, it's the last thing you ever want to see.
Because that dude's too big. And he even said it. I've done that move millions of times. He said he was so smart. He under rotated.
He did not get the whatever it is, like the spring from it. He did not get it for that. And it's weird because like oftentimes those things give too much spring, and he just didn't get enough spring. And
he said he under rotated. He didn't.
And it even looked.
Oh God! I thought he broke his neck. I thought I just witnessed.
But as he went over, it looked like he just didn't give enough effort, and we're hoping that he's okay. Because that's one of those things where like he could be out no time at all, and then 6 months from now they go, you're
pulling edge.
You're not
putting
on the edges that you're not good enough. Like what's going on? You know, I could tingling. Like, no, you're out. Like, fuck it, you're out. You know? I don't know, man. Like it scares me.
Yeah.
It scares me when it comes to that stuff. So we got David Ward out there.
Yeah, we're talking about Lance, yeah.
I'm lucky I was watching live and I saw him tweet, "I'm okay." Absolutely. No, we all agree, but at the same time, we're while they say I'm okay, just because they're okay in that moment, doesn't mean they're okay long term.
And I would think too that'd have to take some kind of psychologically on you getting back in that ring. Like you're going to be over careless. You don't want to be over careless. You know what I'm saying? Think too much because you can get hurt for real. Then if you overthink it,
I think a lot of that comes back to and you're right, but I think a lot of that really comes back to what we expect and what they are expecting from themselves. So like when they go, yeah, I had a really rough week last week. They're like, but I can still move all my I can still do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this week's Monday Night Raw, Tino. The season premiere of Monday Night Raw.
You had the Bearcat come out. I'm trying to think. You had the Becky Lynch promo with Sasha, not Sasha Down, I'm sorry, with Bianca. You had the, which I was confused. I thought that RK Bro was supposed to be defending the belts against AJ and Omos, but then the Dirty Dogs came out. So did I misunderstand something? So
they did
because I thought it was advertised they were going to go a rematch.
They did a
yeah, I saw that. But before that, going in, they said it was going to be a rematch.
They did like a 4-way to determine who was going to be the #1 contender.
But I thought it was after RK Bro and Omos and AJ won. I didn't realize because I was under the impression it was going to be a rematch from Crown Jewel.
So no. And like I said, it was a 4 corners match, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, like Omos and AJ kind of like set it up to happen the way that they wanted to, which leads me to believe that what we're going to see is AJ and Omos versus the Dirty Dogs.
The Dirty Dogs didn't win the belts, though.
Right. But because they didn't win the belts,
I'm thinking the Omos and AJ gonna go against the Street Profits because they came out and the Street Profits Montez jumped on Big Boy, so I thought maybe that was the next one. So you could be right.
Maybe it's just who knows, right? Either way, looks like some fun matches coming.
I'm tired of Carmella in that fucking mask.
Who?
Carmella.
Who?
Exactly, Corey Gray's girl. The mask, the diamond studded Phantom of the Opera mask. I'm tired of that shit. Dewdrop they just said fuck Dewdrop. We're gonna push Selena Vega because I think they see Malachi getting over in AEW, so they're gonna try to keep her happy.
I think that when she signed with WWE, they said we got plans, and she said, "What are the plans?" And they said, "What if we told you you're gonna be the queen of the ring?" Now, the thing I don't like. Easily. You ready? Her having 17 different accents. What the fuck?
Well, now that she's the queen, she's putting on that British accent.
But no. It's I'm Zelina Vega. This is my accent. But if I could, as the queen, my accent is this.
Yeah.
No, fuck that bullshit. She literally went through the first speech and gave 3 different accents. Go ahead.
Then you got King Booker, who was one of the sucker, and he went to King Booker. That was cool. And he was using a fake British accent. But when she's doing the same gimmick, it's not cool.
She's doing 3 different accents, and you can't tell whether or not she's actually doing it because she's being told to do an accent, whether or not she's being told this is her character, or whatever. But there's a problem with the way that the accent's done, and I even want to go ahead and say that like with Xavier, it's the same thing.
I don't think he started putting an accent on.
We haven't heard yet.
I don't think he will.
Anyways, so Monday Night Raw this week. What did you think of the 4-way dance ladder match? And folks, we're going to try to cut this short at some point. I'm starting to lose my voice.
I want to go. I want to get home before midnight.
Tino doesn't want to drink any more of the Town Branch.
It was. I knew Ray wasn't going to win.
Did kind of feel like that.
I knew Ray wasn't going to win. What I thought was going to happen.
How would you have felt if Ray won?
I've been happy.
Okay.
I kind of thought that Ray was going to get taken out and somebody was going to replace him. So I'm like, I can't see Ray winning.
Oh, could you imagine Dominic actually replacing him?
It wasn't Dominic, it was somebody else I was thinking.
But Dominic would have been a good replacement there.
I lost my train of thought. It was somebody I'm like, dude, I could see them as a a contender for the belt. No. Once again, my man Kevin Owens didn't get the win. I kind of knew he wasn't going to get it.
I actually was very disappointed by that.
That was too, because that'd have been perfect.
In fact, I called it. I was sitting there watching it, and I said, okay, Finn Balor just took Seth Rollins and threw him off. Now Kevin Owens is giving everybody stunners. So now I anticipate that Seth Rollins will be the one to climb up the ladder and win. And I don't understand the story behind it.
They just want to put the belt back on Seth. I don't know.
I don't necessarily think that's right. I think that they know that Seth will put great matches on with Big E. But I don't know if they want to do Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania or Survivor Series.
Well, no, because that feud just ended. What if Seth won the belt and Edge never got his chance? And never, got that. That's the one belt he wanted. What if is that the one? Was the Universal one? No, it's the world. It was it's the one that's on Raw. The belt's on Raw. WWE Championship.
I don't know if it is or not. I think
that's the one he never lost. He gave it up.
Well, what I'll say is this: is that the idea of him going for the world title, and he never lost the world title to what's his face? Del Rio.
Mm.
It's interesting because you want him, like everybody just wants him to win the world title.
He didn't need the world title, but it'd be a good feel-good story for Edge to win that title back. Even if he didn't hold it long, I wouldn't be upset with him holding it for 3 months, 2-3 months.
It's interesting because like a title like that, he doesn't need to hold it, but it does gain prestige from him holding it. Like Mickie James winning the Impact Women's title this weekend.
And the Iconics.
The Inspiration.
Sorry, yes. And Braun didn't show up.
Now hold on. The problem with the Inspiration, mind you, is this. Is that every single one of those other characters that have developed a new understanding of who they are have changed their personality. They have become someone else. And the one people that did not was the Inspiration.
Well, why change? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, you gotta change. You're calling yourself the Inspiration rather than the Iconic.
Well, that's because Vince owns the Iconic.
No. But you're already changed who you are, which means it should be about what people see you doing rather than showing up and saying, we're Inspiration. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, anyways.
I watched this one off. I was trying to figure out what this is.
What you're really saying is you want to finish the
episode. That's true, but my watch did go off. I was like, trying to figure out what was that.
Tino wants to finish the episode tonight so he can sit there and say, let's watch Braun Breaker become the NXT World Champion. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right.
So, all right, folks.
Yes, Chris Barrett. Yes, I have to agree with Chris Barrett.
Mickie is still hot.
Yes,
oh my God. Yeah, they've been talking about that constantly on Busted Open. So, but it's true. She's hotter now than she was when she was Mickie James.
You ain't gonna let her live that down.
Why would I? Like, she's champion now. She needs to be brought back down to our level, sir. Anyways, Tino, what was your match of the week? You say you don't have one. Tino doesn't have a match of the week.
It would have to be honestly that cage match that started off the Crown Jewel with Seth and Edge.
I think that's fair.
Yep.
So Tino sits there and says, "Hell in a Cell between Edge."
The heck in a sec. What do you think?
No, it was a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. It was yours. What about that Xavier Finn match?
As much as I like it, no, I agree with you. I think that the WWE knew by putting that match on first. That match went on like 42 minutes.
It was a good match.
And it had lots of stop and start moments.
Yeah.
And it had lots of things that made you go, oh shit, that guy's actually trying to physically maim him, which in a WWE match doesn't happen a lot anymore. So I agree with you. So we're gonna go with that. Chris Barrett says Riddle on the camel. By the way,
that was funny as shit.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That was funny as shit.
Absolutely loved the camel moment. I got nothing. I got nothing. So,
all right, folks, you can check him out on the Twitter at Podcheck. I am HoodieFan91. You can check him out on the Insta. He is, excuse me. What is it? What are you on the Insta? Fuck, I lost it.
Rob Podcheck.
Rob Podcheck. I'm SC Tino. On the TikTok, he is Rob Potsy Podcheck. On Twitter, we are Potsy and Tino. On Facebook, we're the Potsy and Tino Show. And you can check us out as you do every week right here on the YouTube channel. Please give us a good like and please subscribe and buy the shirt, buy the mask.
Yeah, show it.
One more time, because I love this thing. One more time. Buy the mask. We also want to say thank you to, I think we played it coming in. We want to say thank you to our theme music, Adam's House Cats, for the wrestling song. You can check them out and get that on iTunes for 99 cents. And as always, we want to say in the Queen City, in that big house on the big hill, we hear the man, and he is saying, woo! Arn.
You've got to beat the man, and I am the man.